Crown Heights, Brooklyn.
Yep.
But you moved to Harlem.
Yeah, moved to Harlem when I was 8 years old.
When you moved, you wasn't hooping. You got into the hoop because the block was on the hoop.
Yeah, because the block was on hoop.
You got legends on the block.
And then Mace took me to see my first 55th game, Rucker Park.
So you can pretty much attribute and say Mace and Cam pretty much got you in the hoop.
Yeah. Like Mace, Cam, my boy Sean. Like the crazy job, before I even went to my high school, I was gonna go to their high school because of them. Like they used to take me there every day to their high school. I'm like, oh, this is it. Like I go to 55th, and the thing that was like the day they took me there, it was an all-star game. So it wasn't just like, even though Rucker always was lit, it wasn't just a regular day. It was an all-star game. So I get up there, I'm like, man, it's like chicks undressing dudes.
Your first time at Rucker?
My first time ever watching basketball. So that's the thing. Like, it was my first time watching basketball. Like I didn't watch the Knicks and all that when I was in Brooklyn. I was outside till 2 in the morning chilling. And, you know, that's what NBA games come on like one time a week. So I'm like, you know, NBA is for soft dudes. Like, I ain't doing that. So when I moved to Harlem, dudes was either selling drugs, big cars, or playing ball.
Who was on the block that you seen, since you didn't watch hoop and all that stuff, who was on the block that you seen, you was like, man, I want to learn how to do that? So when I first moved up there, like I said, Mason was nice and ball. Then it was a brothers called the McCullough brothers, Jerry McCullough. They played in. He was a starting point guard at Pitt, like before I went to college. Like he was real nice. And then when he took me to 55th, I fell in love with like Malloy Naismith. People know him as the Future. This other guy named Mike Boogie and a guy named Pookie Wilson. They call him MVP. They was like superheroes. Straight up.
Like, when I say superheroes, like when people start talking about Magic and all, I was like, there's no way they're better than these dudes. I'm like, at this point I haven't seen basketball. So I'm like, who? I'm like, Magic. I'm like, nah, man, these dudes right here, like I ain't never seen nobody play like these.
What was they doing? They was getting buckets?
Like getting
what
buckets.
Was their specialty?
Like buckets,
tricks,
tricks, passing. And then like the specialty was, chicks loved them. So like when I came up there, I come in the park, like chicks loved them, and like the crowd just fed off them, just loved them. And like I said, this is the first time me seeing basketball. So I'm like, oh, so you pose to entertain, because like, you know, these dudes dance, you got dudes, like I remember one time at halftime, the craziest thing I ever seen, it's still crazy to this day. My man Future had the ball, he throw it between his leg back, Mike Boogie catch it, he's standing behind him. He get on one knee and just dribble through his legs. And then to the defender, then stand up and start doing all this, shake him, hit a three. I'm like, yo, I
need to learn that.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, this is it right there.
When you start to really learn the history, like you see Kenny Anderson, you see Rod Strickland, you see the guys, Kenny Smith, and guys that's going and having success going to college and going to the NBA and stuff like that. What was some of that fueled you to be like, man, nah, this is what I want to do?
I'm going to tell you, like, I give big credit. Like, for my basketball career, it's so crazy because, like, this, and he's like my brother. Like, I give my basketball mostly career to, like, Steph. Because I remember, like, it's so crazy. When we was in high school, the freshman year, I went to go to LaSalle Academy. Like I said, I was playing street ball. This is like my first year really
played at LaSalle with Ron, right?
Yeah, Ron's like my little brother. So like we play, I come there in the 8th grade for a visit. So like I told you, I'm playing street ball, I ain't really play. So I go to watch a JV game. They don't have enough people. So we played against St. Anthony's, Bob Hurley is the coach, you know what I'm saying? So they're like, yo, we don't have enough people. So they're like, hey, do you want to play? I'm like, yeah, cool. I'm like, okay. Mind you, I'm in the 8th grade. It's 10th grade, JV. I'm like, yeah, I'll come play, cool. So they're like, all right, we suit up, play. And St. Anthony's supposed to be like this big thing.
Powerhouse.
But at this point, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know nothing about none of these high schools. I just know I know how to go one-on-one. I know dudes can't guard me.
Straight up.
So I play, I have like, I think it was like 37. So Bar Hurley come over there, and he's like, man, what grade are you at? You in the 10th or 11th grade? And I'm like, nah, I'm in the 8th grade. And he's like, what? He's like, yo, you're gonna be good. And then, so I'm like, oh yeah, thanks. I mean, I'm just looking at him, you know, like old Caucasian. Like, yeah, cool, whatever. So then he's talking to me. So then everybody's telling me who he is and what he does. I'm like, oh, okay, I might got a chance at this thing. So then this when Hoop Scoop used to come out, Street and Smith.
Hoop Scoop,
yeah.
That's a throwback.
So
Hoop Scoop, though.
So I go, and at this point, I just met Steph. Like I just met Steph, Ray for Austin, all these people, because I went to play with this team called Young Life, Thurman player. He had all the best players in New York. So everybody's like, yo, if you want to be good, you got to go play with Young Life. So I'm like, all right, cool, I go over there. I never forget Steph coming to the gym all the way from Brooklyn. You know, walking, at this point, he's walking like Kenny Anderson, got the part up the middle, this and that. So I'm like, okay. And they're like, yo, he's the #1 ninth grader in the country. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, the country? I'm like, hold up.
Like the world?
Yeah, I'm like, you know, we young, so I'm like, the world? So I'm like, the world? So they like, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool.
Serious shit.
So now, so we playing against each other, and I'm like, okay. I'm holding my own. I'm like, okay. So then ninth grade come, beginning of the year, Hoop Scoop and all this stuff come out. But I don't know, like, you have to play tournaments to get in these things. So I'm looking in the, they like, yo, the book is out. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, let me look in the book. He #1. I ain't nowhere. I'm like, yo, hold on. I'm like, man, how you getting these books? And they're like, hey, you got to go to camps. This. And then my school, Bill Aber, he was like the commissioner of 5-star. So I knew I would go the next summer.
Yeah.
So I come the next summer, play against stuff. Now, mind you, I'm like, he good. But I'm like, okay, I'm nice too. I'm like, he good. 10th grade come out. He's #1. I'm like, 144 in the city. I'm like, yo, nah, this right here. I'm like, nah, I'm not 144 less. I'm like, no, we're not gonna do that. And then from that day forth, like, Mim started kicking it. I used to go to Brooklyn all the time with his family, work out, talk back and forth. And then right after that, he was like, yo, I'm telling you, you just gotta put in that work, this is not. Then like, from sophomore year on, I just shot up the charts.
How was that run in the NCAAs to the Elite Eight? Like, how was that for you? Like, this, like, top level, big time basketball, NCAA tournament.
NCAA for me was like a gift and a curse at the same time.
But you put the move
down.
No,
the reason why I say it's a gift and a curse because like up until NCAA, like I was killing, doing work, but it was work, like reasonable work. So it was like, I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna be here 4 years, go to the NBA, this and that. When I hit the tournament, I just went so crazy from day one of the tournament. Now I'm like, hold on, I'm out of here.
Right.
And then we play Arizona, and I'll never forget. We played them, and they had Michael Dickinson on me.
High socks.
Yeah, Michael Dickinson, because he was strong. So they was like, yo, you got him. Man, I was tearing him up, bro. It was like, so then they bring in, and that's my guy right now, JT. They bring in JT because they was like, oh, he's like their defensive person. Like the first 4 minutes, he had like 4 fouls. I tapped him on the butt. I was like, yeah, go sit back down, baby. Go sit back down. And then like, and then I remember when they did the move.
I was about to say, how was that? What was it like? We didn't have social media, but what was your version of going viral back then?
So the crazy joint is, before I even did the move, I was attempted to do it in the first half of the game, but it was just the wrong angle. Because I always had perfect angles where I could do it from, where it make it look like it's supposed to look. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because if you see it now, people always do it like top of the key, stuff like that. But there's no space for the defender to really run.
Yeah.
And there's no space for you to really get away. So I used to always be like, bring it to the sideline, be like, tell the man out the post, I'd be like, hey, move. So now when I throw it between my legs, the person automatically think I'm driving baseline. So then I'll just throw it baseline just to get back middle. So they always try to beat you to the baseline.
Yeah.
Like, that's just defense.
It's tough to run to the baseline. Get your feet on the baseline. Put your feet on the line.
So I used to always come and be like, hey, move. And then I'll just throw it fast and pull it back. And then I remember I was at the free throw line. And we was like, this is a free throw. Michael Dickinson is right here. And he's like, man, what you do, man? I was like, man, don't talk to me, man. Don't talk to me, man. Like, we was on our New York stuff. I'm like, don't talk to me, man. Don't talk to me. And then after the game, I'll never forget, Jet Pops came up to me. He said, man, I never seen nobody dribble like you in my life. I was like, yo, man, I appreciate it.
It's not a lot of people that say, you could say, hey, this one move is because of this one person. And they can point straight to you and say, like, how do that feel?
It's a humbling experience because it's like any job that you have, basketball, any job, you always want to make something better than how you found it. You know what I'm saying? So like, especially something of this magnitude, it's like, it's crazy when you wake up and you be like, man, something that's been going on for all these years. Like, you can honestly say you made something better than how you found it. Like, I can honestly say I made dribbling better than how I found it.